I can't lie, my intro's a banger, people. People, deluded. I'm back again. Let me fix up my hoodie and them things there. I hope you're all doing well and safe. I hope you're all in great spirits. When will we sign some players? I know we've signed a couple of goalies and in the process of doing such, people. But where the outfield players are concerned, I'm sure I speak for every Arsenal fan where I say, hurry up and sign players, man, because in the last 2 years, going into pre-season, we had a lot of our business sorted early, integrating the players in early. Now we have to urge caution. I know a lot of people, because I do read the comments, I see a lot of you say, oh, we're slow again, Edu don't know what he's doing. I'm not saying they shouldn't be criticized or anything of that ilk, but one, we don't know what they're doing. For all we know, Edu could be, having breakfast, lunch and dinner with these players. I's could be dotted, T's could be crossed. While there is ITKs and all of these kind of things, people, I think it's fair to say under Mikel Arteta, we've, the moles or the rats or the snitches or those who leak information and about transfers and that, they've become less frequent, people. So that's not me saying, we're going to do a madness in the market. That's just what I genuinely believe. And as I always say, as much as I want signings and every day my feelings will shift, until it comes to the end of the transfer window, I'll reserve the right to criticize them, the people who make decisions then, really and truly, because the market's still open. As long as we get this Calafiori deal over the line, get me a central midfielder. I'd love a versatile wide forward and a striker. I give up on the striker, and anything else Mikel Arteta wants to aid our push for Premier League and potentially Champions League glory, I'm happy. Now, we've been linked with Leroy Sane, whether I believe that or not. Allegedly, Arsenal are having talks with Nico Williams, who seems like he's going to sign for Barcelona, but nonetheless, we're linked with him. And again, I think we are bored of speaking about Calafiori at this moment in time, but nonetheless, we have to keep going, people. If you give me 30 seconds, I'll share my screen with you lot. Don't forget to smash the like button and all of those things. I hope you're doing well and safe, and let's get into it now. Team News and Ticks, who is doing his thing as an ITK, really and truly. If you want to sign up to his Patreon page, go ahead. But apparently he said, I've heard rumors we were due to speak with Nico Williams this week to see if there's any chance of persuading him to join us. The rumor was we have prepared a rice-like presentation. I spoke to someone at the club who reiterated we absolutely love him and will take a chance if we get it. Now, for whatever reason, if he is entertaining, a move to Arsenal, Lenny Yoro was going to Real Madrid, Man United have pulled that off. I think everybody would want Nico Williams. Done well for Bilbao, done well for Spain. Obviously, you hear wages were a big factor, but 200 bags for the performance he puts in, I think it's worth it. And to have Nico Williams as an option on the left and Saka on the right and whoever through the middle, obviously just collectively to have Trossard, Martinelli, Saka, Williams, Kai Havertz, assuming this form continues, Gabriel Jesus, we're laughing. I mean, it depends. If Barcelona can find the finances to do it, it seems like they've been on the offensive and the charming offensive. Laporte's been speaking. Obviously, he hasn't hid his admiration of how he feels about Barcelona. You've got Yalmao, Pedri and Gavi probably in his ear and sweetening him. I mean, it would be a great signing for 50 odd million, activate the release clause, pay the money. Now, as you know, you have to pay the release clause in full. Now, I'm not an accountant, I'm not a transfer expert, but very rarely do you pay transfers up front. Like when you see players like, for instance, David Raya just signed for us for 27 million. I don't believe Arsenal, just said, here you go, bank transfer 27 million. There's all different payment structures and things of that ilk. Now, you also have to factor in that and also the budget that I don't know what it is, but what we're operating with allegedly. So how far would it stretch? You would imagine to have any chance of activating the release clause, similar to what we did with Thomas Partey many years ago. The Smith Rowes, the Aaron Ramsdales, apologies there, people. As I was saying, the Smith Rowes, the Aaron Ramsdales, the Eddie Nketiahs, you need to get some decent fees for these players on top of, the other players that need to move on and those that have moved on already. And also, speaking about Nico Williams is one thing, but we're still linked with Moreno, so there needs to be finances for a midfielder. You still need to get this Calafiori deal over the line, which it seems like we might get there, but it seems like we're at a critical kind of junction where that's concerned. So yeah, I can't imagine anyone disagrees, but if you like Nico Williams, if you have that, let me know. On that, Romano has said Barcelona really want to be fast on the Nico Williams deal. They know that Premier League clubs could return after the fantastic Euros campaign that he had with Spain. They know about Chelsea's interest and they know about Arsenal's interest, but Barca want to be fast on the player side. This will be a mission for this week, so it's a crucial week, and I'm sure for him, he just wants to relax for a sec. You know, his future, he's had a great European campaign, but his future's still been subject to speculation. Bearing in mind, he's got a hefty contract at Bilbao. Probably just wants to enjoy this moment and think about the next steps. You can't rule out staying at Bilbao for another year. Now, Calafiori has been told to attend pre-season training by Bologna. Of course, he has to. He's contracted to Bologna. It's in his best interest to get as fit as possible and just fulfill his obligations while it's not confirmed that he's an Arsenal player. Apparently, he's been asked to attend pre-season, people, as the two clubs are struggling to agree a fee on the defender. Hopefully, you know, we can persuade him to do stuff, maybe put his foot down a bit and kind of push Bologna in his direction to want to leave. You know, I don't know if we'll get this done going into America, going on our preseason, better yet, tour of America, because I think the boys jet out on Sunday. Of course, he could join us there, but you get the point. Apparently, we're at a standstill over an £8.4 million difference, people, as per Sky Sports. Apparently, we've offered 33.6 million plus add-ons for Calafiori, but the Serie A side, who are set to compete in the Champions League, are demanding more. I can't really blame them, if I'm honest with you. Get what you need to get, essentially, for the individual. And we all know Basel have a 50% sell-on clause, which is great from Basel, but Bologna, I don't think they'll do that again. They're trying to play hardball with Basel over the percentage due for the Calafiori deal. Business is mucky in it, because you know, when you signed him from Basel, you agreed to that 50% sell-on clause. Now you're getting cold feet. Business is a mucky game. So, yeah, at this point, we're hearing the same old things, essentially, in that regards. But that's Calafiori. That's Nico Williams. Again, don't know if Mr. Steve K is credible. Sane's been someone that's always been linked with us. Obviously, he's played in the Premier League before. He is a quality player. He does play in a position that we'd love to bolster our ranks in. Obviously, him and Mikel Arteta have crossed paths before, people. So we'll have to see exactly what's going on there. But apparently, Arsenal, if according to sources, if Arsenal were to table an offer exceeding 40 million, Bayern would be open to negotiations, despite the fact company has said that he would like to keep Sane. I don't know how credible it is, because it seems like there's a lot of wide options currently at Bayern Munich. On paper, you've got Gnabry, you've got Sane, you've got Elise now. You've got Kingsley Coleman, you know, Matthias Tell can play up front as well as out wide, and such is their quality and depth. Probably missing out some. Bayern are still linked with Dani Almo as well as Xavi Simons. So assuming they brought both in, of course, these players can play all about the place, but people probably need to be moved on. I'm not too sure with that. I like Sane. I have question marks about his consistency for a long period, and he does pick up a lot of injuries, but he's 28, he's experienced, you know, he's a quality player. I wouldn't be against it. Of course, if we was assured an option of either Nico Williams or Sane, I'm going for Nico Williams. He's got a cleaner injury record. He's younger, all of that kind of jazz, people. So, yeah, we've been linked with Sane. But how far does that go? When you look at Sky Germany, they've said Sane has no intention of leaving Bayern this summer. He currently aims to extend his contract beyond 2025. So that's where you have it, really and truly. His contract is needing to be renewed, or a decision needs to be made. So that's probably where you get the bulk of the rumours. And, you know, Bayern, it seems like it's a transitional period, in my opinion. You know, several players, Goretzka, Kimmich, Gnabry, Kingsley Coleman, a bunch of Deluded. What's the lad they bought from Napoli, the centre half? Half of their players are linked with moves away. Again, what's actually going on in the world of football and what's being said in the papers are very different things, people. But yeah, it all depends on what you choose to believe. Speaking of wingers, Sam Dean of the Telegraph has said West Ham are interested in Aaron Wan-Bissaka as well as Reece Nelson. Apparently, Nelson is attracting interest from West Ham, and it fee could be in the region of 15 to 20 million. I mean, I'd push more for the 20 million, but for someone that can't really buy significant first team football for Arsenal, I hear it. I'm not saying Nelson's going to be a world beater, but I still think he's got a lot more to give in the game, and regular football could provide that. He is under contract for a decent period of time at Arsenal, so we are quote unquote in a position of strength. How much would we sanction Reece Nelson's departure without bringing in another wide man? I'm not too sure, because if I'm Reece Nelson, quite frankly, I don't care about what Arsenal need to do in terms of bringing in a replacement. I need to go somewhere. I'm going to play first team football. Interestingly, I think West Ham are actually in America on pre-season as well, so if this does drag on, logistically probably just needs to get on a flight and go to another state and then keep it moving from there, if I'm honest with you. Again, we've gone over that with Nelson. We did see a few months ago that he's signaled to Arsenal his intentions to leave. Apparently he's keen on West Ham and has made his intention clear to Arsenal. No fee agreed, but player hopeful it could be done before Arsenal USA tour. Palace are also interested, so make of that what you will. Apparently, you know, he's a top target for them, the 24-year-old. Time goes on, isn't it? He's 24 now. Arsenal have obviously released their away kit. I must admit, I'm not going to get it. I'm not a fan of it. I think we've missed. We haven't missed for a while, but I think this is rubbish, man. The shorts are all right out of all of them. Yeah, I don't really like. I'm not a fan of it, really. If you lot are, let me know. In relation to another Haylender, Fulham are thought to be preparing a second bid for Emil Smith Rowe. However, it would have to be a significant improvement on their first bid, which was described as horrendous. Crystal Palace are also expected to make an offer for the player. So Smith Rowe is someone that could drive up funds. Jack Henry Francis has moved to Ireland on a loan spell. He's joined at Sligo Rovers on loan until the end of the Irish season in November. 20-year-old, we wish you the best. Trying to break into the first team and whatnot, or just break into the senior game. Once again, the new kit has been released. I must admit, maybe it's just a good picture with Gabriel Jesus, but it does look a bit better than I was giving it credit for. But yeah, I'm not a fan of this new kit, people. I'm not a fan. I like the what do you call these things again? The jackets though. Martinelli's one's wavy, as well as the ones that Trossard is wearing, as well as David Raya. Congrats to David Raya again, people, on obviously winning the Euros. Now, if we look at these kind of news, is people, Kirill wants to join AC Milan. I can't blame him. Onana, once upon a time an Arsenal alleged target, is to go to Aston Villa. We've spoken about Sane and Calafiori. Aston Villa are in the mix for Nico Williams. And we know already, people, that Zubamendi, Mikel Moreno, as well as João Neves, who is apparently getting closer to joining PSG, have all been linked with Arsenal Football Club. And Partey's future is always going to be subject to speculation. Apparently Marseille still want Eddie Nketiah. Some reports say that the asking price isn't what Arsenal are expecting or want. Some say, he's spoken to De Zerbi, and De Zerbi's assured him that he'll be given regular first team football. So it's the same old names at this point. What is this, Spurs hijacking Arsenal transfer? Joan Garcia, okay. Well, I mean, all right. Are you going to play ahead of Vicario? Fair enough. If you choose Spurs over us, maybe for the best. We're still linked with Gyökeres, people. I must admit, I don't really believe that. We have bidded for Dan Bentley. Gyökeres, I'm not too sure. It seems like Napoli, who were also linked with Gyökeres, could be getting Lukaku. He's still linked with Atletico Madrid. So yeah, Osimhen seems like he's moving closer to going to Paris Saint-Germain. So just by skim reading this doesn't seem like anything credible in relation to Gyökeres, people. So in relation to Sane, Nico Williams, Calafiori, Smith Rowe, Reece Nelson, and any other player I haven't mentioned there, that's all there is. If there's any other news, you can rest assured I'll get the vids and all of those things there out for you lot, people. Let me know your thoughts on everything discussed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on your notification bells, because we've got a lot of content. We've got tactical analysis. I'm sure there's a video coming out with Cecil at the time of making this video due. I've recorded with Babs as well, so that's to come out. So there's beer stuff for you lot, people. The football stopped, but I've made sure that the content doesn't. So yeah, man, you lot stay safe, stay blessed, and for now, peace.